at the corner of Tony and Trevor Petco Park with the Padres.
Yeah, this name came out of left field.
Let's talk about the hiring of the new manager of the Padres. This guy, baseball intelligence. This guy, your next manager, Craig Stammen. This guy, a bit of a surprise in that nobody had mentioned his name. When he retired 3 years ago, after 13 years as a major league relief pitcher, I projected, in fact, I asked him one time in the dugout, is that the next logical step? I thought he was going to be a pitching coach because that's where he was. And instead, he became a trusted right-hand man, an advisor working at the minor league level and the major league level for A.J. Preller. Big baseball intelligence guy. Knows a lot about the game, knows a lot about people. Unique and different hire for certain. I'm going to give you some background shortly as to why the other guys did not get the job. But at the end of the day, good citizen, smart dude, world of experience, a guy that is very personable and was integral in all the clubhouses that he was in, first in Washington and then obviously with the Padres. Unique hire. Now, let me just quickly give you a response on some of these other situations that existed. At the end of the day, I was told from people I believe, Albert Pujols demanded full authority, not just in the clubhouse and in the dugout, but in terms of the staff. He wanted his people. And that's why after the extended hours of interviews, I was told 14 hours of total interviews, the deal did not get done. I was told the Padres really wanted him to keep some of the coaches that were already on that staff. Pujols evidently was not willing to do that. Nick Hundley, bright light, college-educated guy, has laid all this out in his own personal blueprint of where he would go once his decade-plus career as a major league catcher was over. He's accomplished, but no experience at this point. Niebla, not qualified to be a manager, unbelievably qualified after 13 years of success with the Cleveland Indians, Guardians, and the Padres as a pitching coach. They wanted to retain him. So at the end of the day, Craig Stammen comes in as a trusted advocate from A.J. Preller's group. He comes in willing to accept Niebla and all of his baseball intelligence, and evidently they will hire a veteran guy, maybe even a former manager, to be his bench coach, to be his different sounding board. Here's the intangible of Craig Stammen from my perspective, spending all this time in the Padre clubhouse. Over his years in San Diego, John, he sat there and he saw a clubhouse at one stretch of independent contractors, and it was pretty crappy. The Justin Uptons and the Matt Kemps and the James Shields of the world. He sat there at another stretch of time, and he saw the clubhouse of Mr. Me, Myself, and I, Juan Soto and Josh Hader. He's been part of the clubhouse that has seen the arrival of the kid, Tatis, and the growth and the maturity of Manny Machado. Baseball smarts. He's experienced a lot. Is this going to work out? It better work out, because if this hire does not work out, it will be the last hire A.J. Preller ever makes as general manager of this team. I'm not sure that the one-year contract that Preller had left was a good calling card for some of these candidates. That might have been a bit of a deterrent along the way. But at the end of the day, I was told Pujols wanted he wanted it his way. Padres did not see it that way. The other guys didn't have enough experience or are not qualified. So I guess this is the best of both worlds, because they got a trusted guy that knows the culture, and they're keeping Niebla and some of the other coaches that they really liked. And Stammen has all the intangibles from what he experienced sitting in the corner of the clubhouse, which is usually reserved. Clubhouse goes round, hallway leads to the training tables and everything deep into the clubhouse. Stammen's stall was the first one, which usually goes to a veteran leader.
Interesting.
As a player. So that's my perspective of Craig Stammen. Is it going to work? Better go find him some pitchers. But I think there's a lot of intangibles here that kind of check off a lot of boxes. But that being said, I was wrong. Hell, you were wrong. A lot of people were wrong. We thought Schultz was a great hire. That did not work out. We thought Melvin was a great hire. That did not work out. This better be the right hire because it'll be the last hire if it's not for A.J. Preller. I'm stepping back. Your opinions from left field are now invited. How you doing? Go ahead, John.
I think you thought that Preller's last hire was 1 or 2 managers ago. So he still has the faith, I think, in his decision-making of upper management. But to your point, this is what, number 6, right? And I saw the news on Stammen. I'm like, that's not too bad. I mean, that came out of left field. It was a name I was not expecting. But when I heard it, I'm like, okay, Stammen, Hundley, probably, they're kind of from similar eras of Padre baseball, both played in the 2000 teens. Why not? I mean, in my opinion, I always wonder how many games a manager really affects in a season. I've heard it's maybe plus or minus 5 games a year. So is this the magic sauce here to get Stammen? He's a great dude. He like you say, he checks a lot of boxes, but I mean, it's up to Manny to hit. Tatis has to hit, So I think it's funny also as an aside that Preller didn't have he didn't win the press conference this time, which is what he gets criticized for. And now he kind of made a more, I don't know, maybe sort of a underneath the radar hire, and he's going to get criticized for that.
I canvassed fans who stopped me in the streets and in the aisles today. This was not a popular hire amongst some of the paying public. But give Stammen his opportunity. I guess I'm going to invoke a hacksaw phrase. Everybody comes from somewhere. Craig Stammen has come from somewhere and has done well everywhere he's been. Player, then assistant general manager, then organizational guy. We'll see if he has the credentials to get this done. Fans Forum chat box is open. Looking for Padre fans to pile in, pile on, give us an opinion. Thumbs up or thumbs down, your reaction to the Padres' surprise hire, calling in the relief pitcher from left field to put out the fire in the Padre clubhouse. Your reaction to hiring of Craig Stammen.